Okay, so let's take a little time now to cover the basics of file management. Okay, there are a lot of ways to manage files, so I want to show you a couple of different things. The first thing is, if you want to create a folder on your desktop, the easiest way to do that is from your desktop, right click. Okay, I get this dialog box. I click New Folder. Okay, and you see it automatically has come up here highlighted so I can name it. And I'm just going to name it Pictures and Backgrounds. Then I hit the Enter key and I have my file folder. Alright, so I've created a file folder now, and let's say I'd like to move some files into it. For instance, this zebra background and some photos here. Alright, so I'm going to use a technique called drag and drop. I'm going to go to the file I'm interested in. I'm going to click on it and hold down. I have not released, I'm still holding. I'm just going to carry it over until that's highlighted. Now I release and it's disappeared here, and now it's in there. Okay, so I can do it even with this screen open like this. So I can drag, I've selected this picture again, now I'm going to drag it in, and there you go. I'm going to do it again, click and hold, carry it in, alright, and one more time, click and hold, alright, and now you see I've put all those pictures inside this folder. Alright, and I can now drag that folder anywhere I'd like to on my desktop. I'm going to put it over here. Okay, and now you're ready to go. Alright, so let's look at some more aspects of file management. I'm going to go here, alright, and click the folder to get the Windows Explorer up. Okay, let me start by closing this so it's not open and already set to a folder. So I click and it opens, alright, and you see in this view I'm looking at, it defaults to being my libraries. Okay, documents, music, pictures, video. Windows 7 is set up to kind of default to that view. So most of the files I'm interested in working with are in my documents library, but I have files in music and pictures and videos as well. Okay, these buttons are the back and forward buttons. So this one goes forward, this one goes back. So if I double click into videos, you see I have this long list of videos here segregated into folders. Alright, I can't go forward because I haven't backed up anywhere yet, but I can go back, and I would go back to where I was before, and that would be libraries. Okay, now you'll see my forward is highlighted. I can click forward. If I went into, for instance, this folder labeled Eureka, okay, then you'll see that my forward's no longer highlighted. I can go back, right, and now because I've been forward and back, both buttons are illuminated. Right, if I decide I want to get back to my regular library, there are two ways to do that. I can double click here, I can click here on libraries, or I can click here on libraries. But let's say that rather than going to libraries, I know I want to go to documents. So I can just click on documents, and there I am. Now you'll see these have plus signs by them because they have folders within them. And so we can choose to do things like click the plus sign and expand, and now I can see the folders that are inside there. If I click the plus sign again, I'm going to explode that view, and you can see all those things. Alright, now if I hit the minus side, it's going to contract, and those folders aren't visible again. Alright, so you use the plus to blow up, the minus to contract. Okay, alright, this piece is called the address bar. It's right next to the forward and back buttons, and I can use it to navigate within things. So if I go down, let's see, let's look for one that has folders within folders. There we go. Okay, so if I'm in this, and you see now I've gone pretty far in from documents. I'm in documents, then in AMT 104, and then in labs, and then in Fisher Technic. Okay, let's say that I decide I want to go back to labs. Okay, I can just click here on the address bar and I go right back. Now you'll see I have a little bigger view. Alright, if I drag this to the top of the screen, remember what happens? That should, as it gets blue like that, now it'll expand and I have a bigger view. Okay, alright, right here I can search, and you see it says search labs. It's going to search this folder. So let's say I want to search for, I know there's a folder in there that has branch functions in it. Okay? And you'll see as I type branch, it gave me things that have the name branch in the file, and it gives me things that have the name branch also in the title of the file. Alright, so that's the search box, okay, in Windows Explorer. Okay. The other thing we can do then is, I'm going to close the search, just go back. Now if I go back to documents now, you'll see here that I have this particular view. I can see the little folder and the name of it, the date it was modified, and what it is. And if I scroll all the way down, there are even some like unsorted documents. Okay. Now if I'd like to change the view, alright, that one's more options, and this is change my view. Okay, now I've changed to it's strictly looking like folders. Okay, change the view again, change the view again, right, and that's back to my original view. I can also click on that pull down and you'll see what it is. I choose to do details, some people choose content, some people choose large icons. Okay, you might like extra large icons, those are really big. Okay, but I'm going to go back to details. Alright, so that can change your view, how you see all these things. Alright, okay, now if we're looking here, you'll see that I have some choices here. I have organize, I can do things there. Alright, share with, I can say nobody, specific people. Okay, I could burn these things to a CD if I wanted. Alright, it's trying to help me there. But here I have the new folder. Okay, now I can click new folder to do that, or I can right click out in this general work area. I'm going to click new folder, right, and I'm going to put, and you see it comes up, it's ready for me to name it, and so I'm going to name this test. Let's name it practice. Okay, and I hit enter, and now I have a new folder. I have mine sorted in alphabetical order there. Okay, so I have a new folder, and now I have all this list of files. Now you see we have a folder named practice. Okay, I double click to open it, and I'm in it. There's no documents in there now. But let's say that I know inside my practice folder I want to put some files in there. So let's get a file. Okay, we're going to get one in EGR 110, right? And I'm going to take this file called resume assignment that you're going to be getting eventually, alright? And I click on it, and now it's highlighted, and then I right click. Okay, and I have this entire menu available. Okay, so what I want to do, I think, is I want to copy it and put a copy of that in this folder, practice. Alright, so now I double click to open my folder practice, and now I can right click again, and you see I have paste or paste shortcut. Okay, you need to be careful about those. Generally what you want to do when you're working with files in folders is paste. okay? And now I've pasted that assignment in there. There's another way to do this, okay? And we can drag and drop between two windows, all right? So I have one window open where I'm exploring my libraries, and let me open another one, okay? When I hover, you see it has practice, and if I click on it, it just minimizes it. If I right click on it, I get this menu, and I'm going to go Windows Explorer, right? Now I can place these side by side, okay? And I can go other places, navigate to them, and drag anything I want to in. Let's go to EGR 110, okay? And let's say I'd like to put these videos I made earlier today in there, so I'm just going to drag and drop it in like that. All right, click and hold, carry it over, and there it is. All right, so you see how easy that is to do. All right, very easy to make new folders, to move and create files. Okay, now let's say that I decided that this was a terrible name for the resume assignment. Okay, when I click on it, then I have some options. I can open it, okay, I could print it, email it, again, burn it. Right, if I double click on the name, you see it highlights the name for me, and now I can do this, renamed assignment. Okay, and you'll see that the date modified hasn't changed, but the name on the assignment has changed. All right, so that's one way to do things. All right, let's also look at maybe I've decided now I don't need to keep these videos anymore. I'm going to delete them. All right, I can do that one of two ways. I can click on the file and then I can hit the delete key on my keyboard. It pops up this dialog box, and I'm sure that I want to delete, and I can say yes. All right, or I can click, then right click. Okay, again, a whole lot of options. I could play it right there. I could open it. I can choose what to open it with. I can choose to cut it, copy it, or I could delete it right here. Okay, again, I get the pop-up menu, and now I think, well, I don't really want to delete that, so I just click no. All right, so that's how that works. Now I'm going to go ahead and drag my movie back. Oops, I accidentally clicked twice. Now we're playing. Okay, I'm going to drag that back to this. All right, but now I've deleted the other one. I decided I want it back. Now what am I going to do about that? So I'm going to click down here, show desktop. All right, I deleted it, so it's in my recycle bin. I double click my recycle bin, and now I need to try to find my folder. So I'm just going to scroll down through, see if I see it. These are in alphabetical order, so it's going to be way at the end. Look at all those new file folders. That's kind of useless. Alright. Oh, I've got a lot of videos. And I'm looking for, there it is, Windows Basics. So I click on the file. Alright. And now if I right click on it, you see I just have a few options. I click Restore. Alright, and now what's going to happen is, if I look back here in Practice, it's back. That was the file I deleted it from. Right, and I'm going to go ahead and put it back in EGR 110, which is where I want it now. Okay, and so it's back, and we're ready to go. Okay, I'm going to close this window. That's the X. I'm going to pick that one up and minimize it. Alright, and now this is the recycle bin. Okay, and I have a couple of ways I can do this. If the recycle bin were closed, I could right click on it and I can empty the recycle bin. Or you may have noticed that when I had it open, that here I had a button, empty recycle bin. So if I'm sure I don't want these things anymore, I can empty the recycle bin, and it's going to give me a question: are you sure you want to permanently delete all these items? And I'm going to say yes. I'm happy to do that. Clean up a little space on my hard drive, and they're deleted. I can now close that window, and I'm ready to go. One last thing I want to show you here in Windows Explorer is this button is your friend. It looks the same in all Microsoft Windows, and it is help. It looks the same in Explorer and Word and those kinds of things. So here, based on where I was, it makes some suggestions. Okay, but then I can search. Let's say I want to undo a deleted file. Okay, and it says right here, best 30 results, recover lost or deleted files. And I click, and then I have options. I can restore them from a backup or for a previous version. Okay, and it's going to go through how to do that, potentially even with pictures, usually with pictures. Okay, hope this helps, and we'll move on to the next topic.